gotta go. Yeah. Bishop South. I made it. 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 Made it. I made it, yeah. I made it. I made it. I made it, yeah. Yeah, I made it. Whoa, I made it. Ooh. I made it. I made it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I made that. In spite of everything, tell you that the Lord, every day I wake up, yeah, Lord, I tell you right now, oh my God, He shall and He will, hey, Lord, in spite of everything, tell you that the Lord, every time I look around, said the Lord, tell you right now, oh my God, He shall and He will, yes He will. I serve a God that He can do anything but fail. I look down through history, my God is there.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, I've been talking about, you know, how I get on here and I talk about Herbert being late, and then I talk about my husband being late, you know, and them turning in on two wheels. Well, guess who was late today? But we have made it. We're here, and we want to thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Ask Elaine. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you being there, those who joined us on AM, FM, and those who are here on the Glory Live or on YouTube or whatever the medium is that you're joining us. We appreciate you. If y'all would hit like and share, if you're on the Glory Live, hit like and share to remind these folks that we are on and it's time to get smarter. And it's time to find out what's going on day to day and find out what you can do to help other people. We want to say good afternoon to Overseer Mabel Randall. We try to catch your show on Tuesday. We try to catch your show when we can and let you know that we support you. So we appreciate you being on there. Please hit like and share to remind all these others that this show is ready to roll. There is so much going on in this community and so much going on the state level and nationally, until we always love having our co-host, Mr. Herbert Denard.
Hello.
Who just does an excellent job of keeping us updated. He's head of an organization, Just Walk Away. He's the founder of the Georgia Informer that's now the Middle Georgia Informer. Randy Crawford came on. You notice that. He's usually the first one to come on. And Randy, we need to talk a little bit about Coach Copeland being inducted into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Finally. I think the senator had to go up and, raise some sand and remind people that Coach Copeland has all of these recognitions. He's in the Macon Sports Hall of Fame. He's in all of these other halls of fame. And how dare they overlook him for the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame? So he's going to be inducted in February. And everybody who loves him and respects him and wants to help with paying tributes to him can do that. But Randy reminded me of that, and I have to go ahead and say stuff when I'm thinking about it, because it will float on past. We'll be talking and then we end up, the time is gone, and we will not have covered that. But I was talking about Herbert Denard. I'm just so glad that you're my co-host. Because you know a lot about a lot of things. And we thank you for your continued work in the community. Ronaldo Scott, who's the local chair of the Democratic Party, is on with us. Good evening to you. That girl is bad. She did some presentations at some of the governmental entities, Water Board, the county commission, and other places, and she makes her point and she lets people know that there are a lot of people concerned about a lot of different things. So we want to thank her. Okay. Randy says thanks to Senator Lucas, who pushed the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame to induct Coach Copeland, because they had inducted all of these other folks who hadn't done nearly, no disrespect to anybody who's in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Our son Al is in the Sports Hall of Fame. You can see his display downtown at the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. But some people need to be in there, and it doesn't make sense. Like you, Herbert, you've always said Jim Brown was not in the football. Was it the Football Hall of Fame? Did he ever get in?
No, he wasn't in the Georgia.
He was in the Georgia, even though he came from.
He wasn't in the Georgia Hall of Fame until we raised him.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the greatest running backs that ever been.
Right.
And he was not put in. Sugar Ray Robertson was not in. He's from Georgia. And it was Jackie Robinson wasn't in.
See, that's what happens when you have people who are in there who don't know all of the folks. I'm just going to say it's just an honest mistake. Honest exclusion.
It was not an honest mistake.
But it takes folks like you. But it takes folks like you and Senator Lucas and some other folks who go to bat for these folks who need to be inducted and push. And then there is a person who's head of that whole thing, who listens to some people who know what the right folks in. So one point I'm going to make, and I'm going to introduce our other special guest, is the fact that as long as you have a board of directors that's the one that's voting on these people, then they're going to put in the folks they know and the folks that they are closest to. And that's what's been happening all of these years. And now you've got some other folks, and you've got a little bit of turnover on some of these boards. So we will then certainly start seeing, hopefully, folks like Coach Copeland and many others who have been overlooked. But Coach Copeland, I know he says, you know, been a long time coming, but it's here. And so we get to celebrate Coach Copeland in February. And I do hope that I'm doing okay, continuing with the treatments and all that sort of stuff, and have that will be a part of the day when I'm not feeling kind of weak or whatever, and I'm going to be able to dress up and get cute and then go celebrate Coach Copeland's induction into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. It is a wonderful event held at the City Auditorium. You know, everybody's all fancied up, and you have some athletes that you would recognize. And in the weeks to come, we're going to list. There's a whole list of the others who will be inducted, and so we'll make everybody aware of that. Remind me now. Jeanette Goff has joined us. Good afternoon. Patrick Davis, our own Patrick Davis, is there. That's Mr. Statistics. He's there. Of course, Randy Crawford said they found out that Senator Lucas was appointed to a board that deals with, I believe it's recreation, music, cultural arts, and all of that. He was named to a state Senate panel. And they then became more aware that he wanted to nominate Coach Copeland. He had pages and pages and pages of information on Coach Copeland, you know, all of the state championships and all of those things that he had done, and how dare they not include him. So anyway, that was done. Susan Smith has joined us, and then Commissioner Donis Bryant, who is a young lady that I'm just very impressed with her, and special guest that I'm going to introduce in a minute. And she is doing the work. She's taking stands on things. She's learning all she can, and she is around letting you know that she didn't just step up and say, I want to be a commissioner. She decided to do some work and show people. Which brings me to our special guest, who is none other than Mr. George Thomas. And he is one of our young leaders in the community. We are just so happy to have him. We know that he's very, very busy, and it's just great, Herbert, that we're able to get these people who will come to Ask Elaine because they know this is the place, right? This is the place. That's right. That's right. He's also a Savannah State University graduate, my alma mater. And so, you know, that just some things just don't need to be said. Right. As a matter of fact, if you're a member of the Savannah State University Alumni Association, it's time to pay your dues. I paid mine the other day, and I've committed to additional monies going to Savannah State. One of the things that happens with our colleges is we graduate, we go on to do well because we graduated from those schools. They gave us what we needed to be successful, and then we don't send them a dime. We go to homecoming maybe. Or, you know, there may be a special game in our community or whatever. And I think the 100 Black Men or David or somebody's working on having a game here between Savannah State, maybe in Fort Valley, or Savannah and Tuskegee, or Tuskegee and Fort Valley, any of them would be really great. And then that would be another event for Henderson Stadium.
Because it used to be at Henderson Stadium.
Yeah, it was. Now, our special guest, Mrs. George Thomas, he says, hush and let me get busy telling what I need to say. Y'all invited me on as a guest. But he is a very special young man. He's doing some great things. I'm going to let him tell you about himself, his background, his family, and then he's going to tell us about the work that he does at Newtown Macon, and then other kinds of things that he has an interest in. So welcome to Ask Elaine.
Okay. So my name's George Thomas Jr. This is I think it's my second time on the show.
Yeah.
I am a proud product of Bibb County Public School System. So I went to Westside High School. My team, the 2008 Westside football team, we're in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
We lost in the third round. So Northeast just recently went further than us, but we were the last one to kind of go
get that far. Yeah.
So Westside graduate, went to Savannah State, got my undergrad from there. Pledged Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
He's my brother too.
It went on, came back to Macon, spent a little too long in Savannah, 5 years, came back. And what they tell you is that, you get your bachelor's degree and everybody wants you. I found out it was not the truth. So I came back, went back to school and I actually started working in River Edge. So I spent 5 years at River Edge, really boots on the ground in the community, and really found out what's wrong with a lot of my family members.
Well, all right. If you
okay. But yeah, so did that, and so once I got married, children, I stayed different. Actually, tomorrow be the 8th year I've been owning my home. So once, like I said, I came back, I stayed with my parents for probably 4 years. Yeah, stayed with my parents for 4 years, and I wasn't making much at River Edge. But when you got the opportunity and got the space, and I made safe, financial decisions. It's easy to save money with not many bills. So so when I did get married and everything, I bought a house. And so that's where I've been at today. So it'd be 8 years tomorrow, actually. Later on after that, I ran for office the first time in District 4 at that time. And it was incumbent seat. And so when you put your name out there, doors open up because people know you're willing to serve. And most importantly, people know you're willing to show up.
Right.
That type of thing. That's right. So doors have really opened for me. Me and you serve on the Central Georgia Development Authority.
Right.
Most recently, I'm also the chair of the East Block Committee. On the member of the 100 Black Men of Macon, Middle Georgia, where I chair the College Career Fest, and I'll talk about that a little later. A number of things, HOA board, help start the Bloomfield Gym advisory board we can actually start raising money now, and so they get the money. We can sell concessions and stuff like that, where you can actually pay for some camps for some kids and stuff down there at Bloomfield. So a number of things. And professionally, what I do, I'm the director of leasing and office at Newtown Macon, and we do a lot of good things at Newtown. One thing primarily is so I handle all the residential. So I got 70 loft units that I manage, and about 50 commercial tenants. So I put out fires all the time. But also what we do at Newtown is that we lend money. We're a CDFI, and my late boss Josh Rogers, he always gave homage to you from talking about when he
Josh was okay.
Yeah, he really was.
He was okay.
They don't make him like that too much.
No.
Yeah, he always was like, I went into the commission meeting asking and telling about what we got going on, and Commissioner Lucas asked me, well, how many you're giving out money now? How many of those loans went to Black people? And he was like, well, it hasn't been any. It hasn't been many. So it was, and he was like, well, we don't close the doors to anybody. Everybody's open. But then he did research.
Yeah.
And he realized that's when he found out about, the deep redlining history.
Redlining, yeah.
And Macon,
we
Georgia.
We gotta have L.J. Malone to come on if he can ever get away from the village talk. Come on this show earlier and talk about redlining.
Right.
Josh Rogers had the most comprehensive,
great
presentation on redlining, where you have black folks in one area, white folks in another area, and never the two should meet.
Right.
And it's still that way, pretty much. You've still got those same redlined areas where certain folks live there and certain folks, and it was kind of institutionalized.
Right. Definitely.
That was the way to go
from the national government.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a show on that, so people will know. See, you get smarter when you tune in to Ask Elaine. Want to welcome those who've joined in on AM, FM, and right here on the Glory Live. This is your voice, and I didn't say that, Herbert, did I? This is your voice, Elaine Lucas, your water board member, and the water board doesn't want to hear from me. Tough.
I can't remember any organizations that I've been a part of that was predominated by white folks that they wanted to hear from me.
Well, that's true. They don't want to hear the truth. I interrupted you. You go ahead with what you're saying, and I think Herbert has a question.
Okay. So just a little bit about red line. So you deem certain areas hazardous, right? So now so when prospective people try to come to the neighborhood, well, they were like, it's deemed hazardous. So the biggest thing is that now it denies people in that area access to 30-year mortgages. So you can't get the same amount of house because you can't get it amortized over 30 years. So instead you 10-year mortgages. So now you look that's when you come into the shotgun houses, not much size. You don't have the grocery stores because everybody benefits out from loans and stuff. And the older I get and the more I'm around this stuff, you really realize that money is really just a figment of my imagination. Like with that, they pay debt off to use debt to get this. You never really come out any cash. But that depreciates the home values in that area. And then when the interstate system comes about, where you're gonna put the interstates? Where the land's the cheapest. Right. So that's a little thing about that. Talking about Newtown, Macon, CDFI. Okay, so where we come in, we lend money, community development financial institution. We can lend money to startup businesses. And we work around it. We just can't go as far out as we need to because of capacity. But say if you in downtown Pleasant Hill, Fort Hill, Tennessee Heights area, and go as far south as on Houston to Eisenhower on the other side from Macedonia. We can give startup businesses money. If you want to do, say you want to do a duplex or something like that. So when you come in, you can't get loans from a bank because one, you don't have business credit, or you get bad comps because the area's lower. We can meet with you and we can make the things happen.
People don't know about that.
Right.
People don't know, and I know y'all have made an effort to get the word out, and so that's part of what you're doing now, so that people feel like their monies, and Newtown does get some money from the county to do some of the projects that you're doing. I remember I was it was either on the city council or the commission. It was city council when Newtown first was proposed, and it's always been a great idea, but it's always benefited certain people because certain people knew about it.
Right.
And so some of the projects, I think there's some bonds that Newtown has gotten over. Yeah. So y'all, this is not something that you should not be a part of. And he's saying he's welcoming you to take part, to listen to what he's saying, and to come and see what might be available for you. I'm going to hush. Go ahead.
All right. Yep. So yes, that's what we do. So even when we just started as a CDFI, so it was like, we got these deals. A lot of time we come in second. So when you get a city like Macon, It's different than Atlanta because when companies come in, they don't have all the money. So like Hotel 45 or something, they come in, they're like, okay, how can we make this work? So that's when you get, everybody doing some type of pilot deal or something like that. A lot of times we come in second, so we won't be the primary lender, but sometimes we are the primary lender. It depends on the different situations on how it just works out. So that's a resource that we're able to do. And even when we started tracking it, because we focus on downtown. That's our primary mission. Downtown, you judge a city off its downtown.
Yeah.
When you come, you want to see what's the first thing. Where we're gonna go downtown to see. That's why you have different. Most places have hotels. You pay for parking. Certain stay at downtown. But a downtown works better when it's representative of the community.
Right.
We're Macon being about 57% Black. Is every
y'all hear that? Macon is
storefront
57% Black.
still, even at a consolidation. So we still had a majority.
But we just don't vote. We don't vote. It's coming up, and we got to talk about the election in November. But early voting starts October 14th. That's with the Public Service Commission, and there are some Democrats who are opposing, some Republicans, and we got to set aside some time to talk about that as well, Herbert, because there are a lot of people walking around don't even know that there's an election coming up. And then next year, we've got a whole lot of elections that are coming up and opportunities for people to run for office.
Right. Good. Yep. And so I forgot where I was at.
Well, you were. I wanted you to talk just a little bit about how people can make contact with Newtown Macon if they're interested in some of the programs. Just finding out more about what is available.
Yeah, so you can go to our social media and Newtown Macon across all platforms: Facebook, IG, we got TikTok, and you can always call. It's 478-722-9909, or you can email info@newtownmacon.com, or you can email me directly, George@newtownmacon.com. It's pretty easy to kind of remember.
Okay.
But yeah, we do a lot of things, and one thing that we got coming up to highlight some of the progress that's been going on downtown is we have our tour progress. It's October the 10th from 5 to 7. And so it's a free tour. We have tours leaving every 10 minutes starting at 5 o'clock. And
so you have buses.
No, you
buses.
We're gonna start at the Otis Redding Foundation. Yeah. And then
folks walk.
Yeah, they walk. It's just 2 blocks.
Oh, okay.
From there to from Otis Redding.
Herbert's the walker.
So from First and Cherry to Third and Cherry,
okay,
is where it's going to end.
Okay.
And it's a free tour. It's always great. It's a good. Normally we have about 200 plus people come. And then that's just who registered. Then you got
and then people want to talk about, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about this. So when these opportunities afford themselves, then you need to take advantage of those.
Right.
Herbert, you have a question?
How many people on the board of directors?
About 30.
How many are Black?
Probably 3.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, it started out, and I'm trying to think if there were any Black.
Attorney Adams was on the
Virgil Adams was on there. And slowly over the years they've added, but that's what I've been saying for a long time. A lot of these boards now, that's a private entity.
It's 5 now.
They're 5.
I think about it, it's 5.
A lot of these entities that also use your governmental monies in whatever you call it, a grant, or whatever. And many of these they're not representative. Your water board, it does not represent the population. Your school board, ask Henry Ficklin, 3 Black members and 5 white members on there. Then the school system is 80+% Black. And I'm not saying that other folks can't represent the majority population, but I'm saying we need to be represented in higher numbers than we see. On the Transit Authority, you got a majority white board there, and they're making all kinds of detrimental decisions about this community. Did I say water board?
Yeah.
Did I say water board? I, they don't even know what a point of personal privilege is. I was
The
gonna
sad thing,
see.
the sad thing is that we have a few years ago, the water board represented us better than it does now.
That's right. That's right. Way in the years past.
Right.
The years past. So it makes a difference who is serving on these different boards and authorities. It makes a difference. You can't make a difference unless you are a part of the folks who vote
Let me,
for
let me,
the policy.
let me
Go
tell
ahead.
you a story about Maynard Jackson. He was first elected to be mayor of Atlanta.
Right.
How many years ago?
Oh, it's been a long time. And
30,
he was
40?
reelected.
The first time he was elected. Maynard told a business establishment, he told a banking industry first that it's not an elected position, but if they're going to use our money, they need to have more blacks on the board of directors. The bank said then it wasn't going to be pushed around by the mayor. He said, okay, we'll put some of our money in Chicago. We'll put some of our money in Los Angeles. We will put no money in any place, a black place, in the city of Atlanta that doesn't have several black folks on it. And they didn't believe him. Then he started calling the people. All of them came and all of them put some blacks on the board of directors. When he started building the airport, same thing happened. The big contractors said, we don't want to have any black folks on it because they can't do the work. He said, black folks been laying cement, and that's most of the airport, since they started. They didn't want to do it till he started trying to bring in some other cities, and all of them got it. Today, Atlanta has more millionaires in it than any other city in the United States. Maynard built it. He made sure they got black folks, and I hate to say competent. He got the Herman Russells and all those kind of people, and he put them on the boards.
Right.
And they didn't forget. When Maynard got off the board, the white folks were still mad with him, and they wouldn't give him jobs and give him opportunities and other things. So guess what? After Andy Young finished being mayor, he ran again. He straightened it out.
Yeah, you have to do that kind of stuff. You wait a few years and go back.
And Maynard is probably the best black mayor. I'd say best any mayor, but especially a lot of black mayors got in office and they didn't do that. They got in office and they were just so glad to be there. They were just happy to be there. I'm the first black person in California, Los Angeles. But when Maynard got in there, he had a civil rights background. His grandfather and father, they was involved in the civil rights movement, his grandfather. So he brought that in. And he had a bully pool pit to make sure blacks got a part of it.
Right.
He made millionaires in the city of Atlanta.
That's right. And they've passed that family wealth on to their families, which brings me back to our special guest, Mr. George
the Russell
Thomas.
family, still the richest
Russell
black family in Atlanta.
And they were the owners, the original owners of Channel 24. I remember going to, during the time serving on the council, I remember going to their opening of Channel 24 that Herman Russell owned.
Herman Russell always had a black consciousness. He was aware of whence he came.
Yeah.
But a lot of black people today, in a lot of places, when they get in a position like that, they don't look back. They don't try to pull nobody with them. And we are not. But Maynard Jackson, he was a man.
Yeah, and that's some black history, y'all, that we really, I want to welcome Steve Bryant, who is a Pleasant Hill, he lived and grew up in Pleasant Hill. He's now in Alexandria, Virginia, but he joins us on Facebook Live just about every week. Jeanette Goff is with us, Patrick Davis, Randy Crawford, Susan Smith. We want to welcome all of you. You've tuned in to Ask Elaine, your weekly talk and information program, and we hope that you get smarter. We know you do, because there's so much information on here. Commissioner Adonis Bryant Randy Crawford, Ronaldo Scott, Overseer Mabel Randall are all in the chat. And we're going to add the contact information for George Thomas for any of you who are interested in additional information on the programs that Newtown Macon has that you might benefit from. Our co-host this week is none other than Herbert Denard. And if you see him all over town at your event, he's going to take some pictures and he's going to share that event. And I really like that. Maybe that comes from being the founder of the Georgia Informer, that is still in operation, what, 30 years since the
Somewhere in
founding?
there.
And I think that is just wonderful. So we want to welcome him. We also want to welcome our special guest, Mr. George Thomas, who holds a position at Newtown, but he's also out in the community. He's a family man. How many children?
We got 3 in the house.
Three.
11, 6, and 3.
And he also is involved in his children's education. He is heavily involved in the PTA, the parent organizations. We have been very impressed with this young man. He ran for office before for the commission. And we think that people like him ought to be considered in the future for other positions. And so we just wanted you to get a chance to hear what he has to say and to learn the things that he's involved in and, encourage him to continue representing this community, because we really do need to have a bench. And by a bench, I mean folks who are there who can take our places when we're no longer serving. We're going to continue to be here. But as you get older, things kind of change, you know. And so we need a bench. We need some young people who are going to step up and who are going to say, I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I am not afraid. I'll go and sit and eat your lunch. They want to take you, the other folks, they want to take you to lunch, feed you, and they think that's going to please you so until you do what they tell you to do. My husband says I can buy my own lunch. Every time he's on here, he says, you can't buy me. I can buy my own lunch. But, if you want to invite me, that's fine. I am your senator. But that's the idea. That's the position you have to take, that I am independent. You can't buy me. And if you continue to show people what you're doing and they see the sincerity in it, then they will support you. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to Herbert. Didn't that happen to you? And to Henry Ficklin and a number of other folks who've been out here a while. We started showing that we were interested, that we were concerned, that we were unafraid. Now, if you're scared, don't, No, we can't use you if you're scared, because people will try and scare you. Look at Trump up there scaring everybody. They're shaking in their boots. They're scared to say that man who was assassinated was a horrible person. They are scared to say that. We abhor violence. We don't want anybody to get killed, but the man who got killed is not a national hero. He was one who spewed racism all over. He thought it was a mistake to adopt the Voting Rights Act. He had some ugly, ugly things to say about a whole lot of people. We need to pull those, Herbert, and show people that you can be sympathetic to someone who loses their life. You don't want that to happen to anybody. But you tell the truth too. You don't cover it up and make it seem like they were a national hero. How dare you lower the flags to half staff for this person who was so horrible, and you don't lower the flags to half staff for that police officer that was shot to death up at the CDC just less than a month ago. To me, that was more of a hero than this, what's his name, Kirk? So y'all can say what you want to say, but he was a horrible person. He was a horrible person. And I send my sympathies to his family and all of that. You don't want to lose somebody you love, but he was a horrible person, and he didn't care about black and brown folks. And some of the things that you're going to hear from us when we recount some of the statements he made, you're going to say the same thing that I'm saying. He was a horrible person, but we are sorry that he lost his life, because nobody deserves to be taken out by anybody else. So we got to express that same sympathy, though, to the black men who are killed on a daily basis. There are reports that, hey, Loretta Thomas, thank you for, I recognize that name. You tell us about her a little bit. But I read a couple of reports that there were two black men that were found hung just yesterday. And so all of this stuff is going on. And don't be fooled by Trump and all of these folks who will tell you, they will be pissing in your face and telling you that it's raining. Do not believe a word they say.
I don't believe you said
Don't-
that word.
What?
I don't believe you said that word.
Pissing in your
You
face
said
and
it
telling you.
again.
I surely did. That's what it is. They piss in your face, TT in your face, and tell you it's good rain.
They tell
The
me
sh-
that they were
and you're
urinating in their face.
You can cuten it up if you want to. But anyway, that's our clue. Loretta Thomas tuning in. That's our clue to turn back to our special guest. Tell us about it.
All right. And the funny thing is, I've heard that saying so many times. That's one of my dad sayings all the time. And so I was fortunate enough to grow up in a 2-parent household, in which I actually took for granted coming up. It didn't really hit me until middle school, and then I was like, oh, I thought everybody had it. Dad, playing. Yeah. So my dad was pretty much like a community dad. I'm the son of George Thomas Sr. and Loretta Thomas. She's a broker. Her realty is a Home View Realty is on Fineville. Now, it used to be around the corner from here in the curve of Napier and Crescent. I think that's it. And he's self-employed. They work for themselves. So I had that strong upbringing.
Yeah.
And it really made an impact, because even at a young age, and a lot of times my friends, they call me for advice, because they know I'm not gonna sugarcoat.
Yeah.
If they've been with a significant other for a while, all right, you're on the clock. About time to pop that question. So they don't like to see me come.
There are a couple of people that I know like that, and I've told them, you're gonna mess around and lose that good girl. Right. You keep on hanging around. If you want to, that.
Let me say something. The people that marry the most in this country is the Indian people, the people from India, and I'm not talking about Americans, Indians, Native Americans. The people that marry the most in this country are Indian. The second group is Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
The third group is white folks. The fourth group is Mexicans. The last group are black folk. Black folks, if we really want to build a stronger America, a stronger place for black folks here, we need to marry more and stay married, and you'll see crime go down. There's a lot of strong mothers, a ton of them. They're doing a good job, but there's so many that the man is not in the house and the woman is struggling, and they don't have what they need growing up, and some of them, their self-esteem is down.
Right.
Statistics show that people that are married, bringing their children up, the children are less likely to go to jail. And there's some people, women, that raise kids by themselves,
and
grandma,
some dads,
and they have succeeded.
Pull your headphones up on you.
They have succeeded well, but it improves. Thank you, Ms. Lucas.
It really does.
So I encourage people to marry. If you really want to stop the violence, it takes maybe
you build your strong families.
You build a strong family. You raise your family together. And when your wife get mad with her, don't divorce her. Don't
Say
go.
you're right, honey.
Say, yeah, sugar,
You're
sugar.
right, honey, because
Yeah.
most of the time she
You
is.
can either be happy or right.
Right.
That's
So
what I'm
so
saying.
so you stay in there and you hang in there. When I was married, when my wife was living, sometime I made mistakes, and she come in there
You
raising.
admit that?
Look here,
How long were you married, Herbert?
30 some years.
30 something.
But when she left, but when you have somebody that love you and somebody that you love and they love you back, what you talking
And
about?
they don't
It's a
have to be
beautiful thing.
perfect.
Look here, let me tell you something.
Nobody's perfect.
What I'm
Some
talking
people,
about, I love this. When you love somebody, you get around them and you feel all goosey bumpy and all that kind of stuff, and that person loves you back,
yeah, yeah,
you really got something special.
yeah.
And to improve this race and this nationality, in the 50s, blacks and whites was married at the
To
same
save
rate.
our children.
But in the 50s, black folks and white folks was married at the same rate. But since rap, I blame it on rap music. I blame it on crack cocaine. I blame it on LBJ when he made uh, uh, that a black man couldn't live in the house and he had to go somewhere else.
In
And it
order
was more
to get benefits
in order for the women to get benefits. That's when it started to decline, and all these other things was thrown in. And right now, black folks are the least married folks in this country.
and
And we have more
yeah,
black folk in jail. I went to jail this morning. We have more black folks in jail than anybody else. Some of it's racial discrimination. I'm not looking over that. But somebody, uh, like this young man sitting across from me, have you been to jail?
No, I don't have any plans
I,
on going.
yeah. 'Cause
I
your
mean,
mom and daddy would be that,
my,
right.
my
So,
like
dad
my
already
mom
told
and
me don't
daddy
call
did
him.
my brothers. He told them, y'all, you don't need to be calling me. And I don't
Wasted
think he
call.
had but a couple of times to go get them.
when they have a two-family household, the likelihood of them going to jail goes down. Now you still have some that do something,
Yeah,
but but when you have but one woman in the house raising the kids, it's worse. And then you
yeah,
have it's a terrible situation. So when you really want to change things, it's black folks got to be married at the same rates everybody else is married at. We shouldn't be going in the other direction.
yeah,
And crack cocaine played a big part of it. It's a lot of factors, but that's what will make it better
right, right.
for our generations. We come from strong, rich heritages from Africa. We should be proud of where we come from, not
Yeah.
ashamed, and understand. Then we need to get married, and you get that woman you love, and get them goosebumps all over you, and she feel the same way about you.
Yeah,
You got something going. And
yeah.
then when you mess up when you married, like most folks will at some point in time, you got to make up and say you sorry and don't let it happen no more.
And hang together for the good of the family. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Senator and I have been married 49 years.
That's a
And
long time.
it's a long time. He probably would say that I've not been perfect, and I certainly will say he hadn't been perfect. But you don't expect to change someone. And those of you who think that you're going to change somebody and make them into this perfect model of what you want, just you're wasting your time. Find someone you're compatible with, find someone that you enjoy being with, someone that you truly care about, and support that person in what they're trying to do, and then expect them to support you. And you ignore some stuff that doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to look the other way. You have to ignore it, because bottom line is you're building your family, and other people try to tear that down. They don't want that to happen. And so you've got the societal problems that are seeking to tear the black family apart. And then you've got some other folks, through jealousy or whatever it may be, who are trying to tear you apart. So you got to be strong and not expect people to be perfect, but expect respect and concern. David has my back, and I have his.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife had your back.
Oh, she had it.
She had, and you had hers.
I had hers.
You had hers. You have your wife's back, and she has yours. Because I've seen y'all together, and y'all look really, really, really happy, even with those youngins you got around, and they show that concern and that strong family. You can just see it. So I agree with you.
And what
Herbert.
happened is now, sometimes, and I'm not going to blame it on women now.
No, don't do that.
But sometimes them women out there draw you in. You be looking the other way at her. And sometimes you'll slip out. The men with the women too.
Hey, yeah, y'all do that. But most of the time, the one that married the man ends up being the one to close the casket.
The one that the women
and get the check.
Yeah, I gave my wife
and
my check. I gave her my check.
Smart man.
Because I gave her my.
You taking notes, Mrs.
I gave her my.
I'm running out of pages.
Look here, I gave her my railroad check, but I had Georgia and Farmer checks coming in, and then I had the water board money coming in, and so. She didn't have all my money, but I gave her my whole check. I gave her my whole check.
You were smart.
Right.
She probably could handle the money better. Most of the time, women can handle that money and make it twisted and make it do what it do, and
but I say this here,
get everything paid so you're not sitting up in the dark. Or you turn the faucet and the water doesn't come out.
When I gave her my check, at first I used to monitor to see what she was spending and everything. And that's later on, I just left it alone. When she died, she had $30,000 that she had saved from the money I was giving her.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a wonderful time, but Black folks got to find that special person.
We got to get back to
raise
family.
them children together.
Yeah.
Like we did in the 50s.
Yeah.
And build a foundation, build strong men and women.
Right.
They said women sometimes when they grow up and there's not a man in the house, a lot of them go the wrong way. I mean, I say go the wrong way. They do
guidance, the guidance and
right.
stuff. We know you didn't mean what you.
Right. I didn't mean that, but I mean some of them. It's the impact of a man in the house. If Patrick's listening, look it up.
That protection for the family. It just means a lot. Leonard Huckabee, my daddy. He and my mom were married for 49 years, and he passed away after 49 years. And my mom passed away a few years ago at age 90. And they raised us. We didn't know we were poor because we had everything we ever needed, but just the cohesiveness, the strength in the family down in the bottom in Bellevue, the Huckabee group. We were secure. We were secure, and I appreciate that. And I think about that all the time.
When I look over my life, and I've been everywhere and done a lot of things, but the thing that I remember most of all is raising my kids. When I come in and they run into me and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that was the best time of my life.
Yeah. And Desmond Brown has joined us, the whistleblower, and we want to congratulate him because he is Mr. Morris Brown, Mr. 1881. We're going to have him on very soon so that he can talk about that honor that he is receiving he's a slightly older student, but he's heavily involved at Morris Brown, and we want to congratulate and salute him for being designated and honored as Mr. 1881, Mr. Morris Brown. So thank you, Desmond, and we appreciate you and salute you for what you're doing. Go ahead.
The other thing I want to mention, a lot of things has gone on and a lot of changes have been made, but we got to somehow pull back together. Married folks vote more than unmarried people.
Yes.
It's a whole thing. But what I was saying,
they go to church more.
What I was saying about the sports
are healthier.
What I was saying about the Sports Hall of Fame, Larry Holmes last time I checked, he was not in there.
The boxing
The
champ.
boxing champion for many years, great champion, one that beat Muhammad Ali
Uh-huh.
when they was fighting,
Yeah,
and the one that got beat by Mike Tyson, the same guy.
yeah.
He was a champion for.
But you know what my suggestion would be, Herbert, for you and others who feel like you to draw up a list of the folks that you feel should be, that have been left behind, have been overlooked. Get that list to Senator Lucas,
Okay.
and then let him navigate getting those folks to the people who are serving on the Sports Hall of Fame board, and make them aware of who these folks are, and that they're looking kind of silly not having an Alvin Copeland or some of these other folks in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Because we as Black folks, we sit back and we say, you mean to tell me Alvin Copeland is not in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, and you got so and so and so and so and so and so who was a moderator, what do you call the people who call games and all that sort of stuff? Commentator. And they're in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, and Alvin Copeland is not.
It's some of them are way bigger than Alvin, and Alvin is a great coach. I mean, a superb coach to win all those championships. But some of them are way bigger, national known figures,
and they're in the National
Georgia,
Halls of Fame.
They're in the National Hall of Fame. They're not in here, and. I mean, they were just pitiful. Me and I can't think of the coach's name from Fort Valley. He was on the board too. We gave them pure hell.
Yeah.
Down to this.
He passed away a few years ago, but he was instrumental in the few who did get into the.
He had some fight in him.
Yeah, he was a coach.
He was a football coach, I think.
And I can't remember.
I can't think of his name
Before
now.
we run out of time, Herbert Denard, what do you think of that suggestion of you and several other people who have suggestions of names of people? Get those to Senator Lucas, and through his work on that committee of the Senate, then he would be able to then pass those along, and then just help. Sometimes people just don't know and they don't care.
You think sometimes white folks don't know and they don't care?
Yeah,
I think they don't care. I go along with you. 100% they don't care.
Take no prisoners, Herbert. But some just don't know. And in some cases, we have not been in position to push these nominees or to talk to the folks. So while we've got somebody like David Lucas, who is not afraid to go to folks and who is in position as a 50-year member of the legislature, who knows just about everybody, we need to utilize that position that he has and send those names. Now, let's go back to Loretta Thomas's son, and we're going to let him have these next several minutes to kind of tell us what his vision is for this community and what he'd like to see people do as far as the political and the social in the community.
So the next thing I would like to talk about that's on the ballot, is going to be coming up on the ballot in November, is BDE Splice. So it's up for renewal.
Tell everybody what eSPLOST is.
So eSPLOST stands for Educational Special Local Option Sales Tax. And it's existing tax. It's always go on. They know every 5 years, it's only about $200 million, pretty much, tax money that comes in. And so that goes to a number of things. I serve as the chair of the eSPLOST Oversight Committee. So that goes for coming up now. So it will be, I'm sure it's not, since it hasn't passed, you can't really announce what's going to be. But so like the L.H. Williams Health Center, that'll be an eSPLOST project. The Thompson renovation was an eSPLOST project. Ed D4, all the turf on the field, eSPLOST project. Every high school has a performing arts center. That's an eSPLOST project. Every school in general has a LED board where you can rent it out for people to advertise, say something about like birthday parties and stuff like that. That's eSPLOST. All these are eSPLOST projects that's coming up, and that's money that's already, it's already allocated right now. So if you take that away, it's going to be a lot of that. Another thing is all the 5 years ago, we had all that COVID money to pay for the electronics, laptops, and Chromebooks and all that good stuff. Those are eSplosh, so it's time for those to get replaced.
Yeah.
So all of these are eSplosh projects.
So the past eSplosh votes have provided millions of dollars to be spread over the Bibb County school system
Right.
for upgrading buildings,
Yep.
the new Southwest, the new Central, the
John
new
R. Lewis,
all of
Springdale.
those, Northeast and
Yeah.
Appling, all of those
Right.
were eSplosh projects. We would not be able to have the money
Right.
if it were not for these, and these
Right.
projects would not take place. What
Exactly.
you folks have got to do is to make sure you know that some projects that you support for your schools
Right.
are that those projects are in the eSplosh, that the plan for that money,
Yep.
which is an additional penny that goes to the school system and allows them to upgrade. So there's a lot of work that's been done.
Right.
The newer school, just about every school now is an
Everything's on a
upgraded
20-year
new.
plan.
I would like to see more money given to the Tubman. They are struggling.
Yeah,
The Tubman Museum is struggling. They got a little money, but the Tubman Museum is struggling.
they are, and the intent of some of the money from the 2018 SPLOST was to complete some projects at the Tubman Museum. And so what I think that everybody ought to do, whenever you see Mayor Miller or any of the commissioners, you know, the mayor's a commissioner too. That's in the charter. Anyway, whenever you see any of them, ask them what's being done for the Tubman Museum. If you have a special project that you want to see something done and you think it's not being done, ask them. That's their responsibility to tell you.
It's time to advocate for it.
Exactly. And with this eSplosh that's also going to be on the ballot, we need to probably talk a little bit more about that, because early voting starts October 14th and goes for 3 weeks, and then the regular election will be November 4th. So we need to talk about the issues that everybody will be voting on that. And then you need to start advocating for projects in your neighborhood schools.
Right.
And so if you don't, then the other folks in the other neighborhoods are going to advocate, and they're going to get what they need for their schools. So you be sure that you check it out. Google Bibb Board of Education eSplosh. There's information out there already, but we might need to have you to come back and talk a little bit about eSplosh and have a list of the projects that have been completed.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot.
You
And
can
it's
have
your
conventions
tax
that
money
happen.
that you're paying,
Right.
that extra penny to upgrade the schools. So you need to know what's going on. Any last remarks?
And the last thing I would like to talk about would just be so in the 100 Black Men, we do a annual college and career fest. We take Bibb County students. Last year was it's normally Middle Georgia area. We bring in colleges, armed forces, businesses, and stuff. They come. That we have it at this year is going to be. It's November 5th. It's going to be at Hutchins Career Center.
Okay.
In the gym area.
Y'all used to invite EL High School, but we haven't been invited the last couple of
I'm
years.
here. I'm the chair.
I know it.
Yeah,
We'll be there.
Yeah, so
We'll be there.
yeah, and so
I might be a little crippled, but I'll be.
we had, just from the limited feedback we got back, we had over 20 people, 20 students get accepted to college on the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot.
On the
So
spot.
it's
We're going to
definitely a
talk
great
some more about that. Herbert, you want to say goodbye to everybody? Because we're running out of time. Go ahead.
I love being here with Elaine Lucas, Elaine Huckabee Lucas.
And we love
We've been-
having
we-
you here.
We've been together. We
We're
met each
about to
other
run out
in
of
that.
time,
We
Herbert.
met.
Thank you, George Thomas, because he's
in
about to go.
68.
Thank you, George Thomas, for being